Hello there. I'm Zachary Leventhal, a freshman at Carnegie Mellon University, and this is my 15112 Fundamentals of Programming and Computer Science Spring 2020 semester term project, Race to the White House. Race to the White House is a politics-based game where the goal is you're a candidate and you want to become president. So without further ado, when you first start off, you have three options for what you can do. You can either match with a candidate, pick a specific candidate, play as a random candidate. For this game, we're going to pick a specific candidate. Enter the name. I'll go with Rand Paul. One thing about this right now is that the only people who are in there are current governors and senators. That said, there's 150 of them. So I'm going to put in Rand Paul. And then we're going to start off with the primary. So I get to choose that. Let's say it's a crowded primary. Stats about Rand Paul. He's an actual person. This is his actual info. If I'd like, I could skip to the general. We're going to actually demo the primary. I get to pick his platform. He is more libertarian. That doesn't really matter though, but I will select libertarian. These are the opponents. And now first poll. And now we move into the sort of primary part of the game where the whole idea is you're offered questions and scenarios and you're supposed to pick them based on how your candidate leans. So I had selected libertarian based on sort of how a libertarian politician would act or what views they would hold. I'm supposed to pick the right answers. And if I do, I get a boost in the polls. If I don't get a boost in the polls. I get hurt. So I can look at the polls right now. Only there's national polling. Clicking on national polling, I see I'm down. That's because Greg Abbott and Ben Sasse, who are two other Republicans, are much better known and have sort of more of a brand name for them. So if we were to actually start off in a primary together, this makes sense that I would be losing to them at the start. Going back to the game, let's say I want to have a renowned business executive because libertarians love capitalism. Now I see I can choose places to poll. This is just the next question. They're randomly sequenced. If I look at the info, there's early states, Super Tuesday states. I want to pick those because for the primary, those are the ones that are going to actually be evaluated. So let's do West Virginia, Kansas, wherever that is. Let's do three others. Moving on, there's a scandal. I'm going to pause though. All of these now, the polling data is available, so I can look at Kansas, for example. I'm not doing so well there, but hopefully I'll do better. Return to game. Let's just click through a bunch of these. All right, and it turns out that Ben Sasse won. That sort of makes sense because I was not doing so well against him and I clicked around randomly. Let's go back though. We'll try again. We'll do a random candidate this time. Let's say crowded, but it doesn't actually matter because we're going to skip to the general. Now I'm running against Dianne Feinstein, Senator from California, and I'm Doug Ducey. I'm a Republican. So once again, I want to factor in my lean when I answer these questions. For example, Republicans may favor older political veterans as opposed to younger activists, so that should help me. Before I was at 33%, and I've already gained a percent. The government has no place in regulating private business. Seems like a pretty Republican viewpoint to hold. I look at the polls. Oof. All right, but I'm doing well in South Dakota. It's not exactly correlated, so there's a bit of randomness involved. So sometimes I won't do as well as I think I would. Let's keep going. There's a scandal. Let's do that. Let's click through a few more. All right, and it looks like Dianne Feinstein won. Kind of a blowout. I should really work on my electoral abilities. You could also see all of the states that she won. So then game over, and I can start again. All right, thank you for watching.